This is Jen. I'm Skylar. We've got a fun night for you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. We're going to go deep. We're going to dive deep into 2025. Were you surviving or were you thriving?
Survive or Thrive 2025. Y'all, it's been a beast of a year.
It has.
So I hope everyone's been thriving, but I might call y'all out and say, are you? Are you?
But do we know that you can thrive not just in your business?
Oh, 100%.
Right? So there's other aspects that you could be thriving at.
Yeah.
And usually that's the case. And our hope is that your job, your work, your occupation isn't the only thing that's consuming you, because how you show up in your business is how you show up at home. And it can bleed and affect your relationships there, your parenting style, your spouse partnering style. So we want to talk about different aspects of thriving as well. So even though maybe real estate kicked you in the ass this year a little bit, to say the least, maybe let's focus on the areas that you did succeed in, that you did thrive in.
So elephant in the room is that 2025 has been just a different year for real estate. You can say that it was interest rates if you want. You can say that it was economic uncertainty and less people making discretionary spending or making moves. But you still have other realtors out there that have had excellent years or their standard years, or maybe even surpassed their goals for this year. So it's going to come to a point that we say, okay, is it 2025, or are we just at a threshold of becoming different professionals, becoming different people, personally, spiritually? Life is ever evolving. I know my family is probably done. We just had our second. But professionally, it hasn't changed the way that my family has changed. My family has grown. Professionally, it hasn't yet. And so I've looked at that and said, okay, so what was working before has not worked this year. So now let's pivot.
I love that perspective. Because if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten.
Yeah.
And that's not growth. So we do have to do some introspection, kind of inner knowings, getting real intimate with ourselves, spending time alone with ourselves. I think that the world that we live in with instant gratification and just being able to pick up your phone and scroll, we're using that as a form of numbing and running from having to sit with ourselves and our thoughts and call ourselves on our own BS. And our BS is truly our belief system. What are you believing about yourself or your situation that you're trying to numb from?
Yeah, it's. I think it's a Meryl Streep quote that it's someone's quote that I have somewhere on Pinterest from many years ago of whether you think that you can or can't, you're right.
You're right.
And I'm actually very grateful for a hard year like 2025, a business disruptor, an industry disruptor, because it gives us the opportunity to really come to that fork in the road and say, okay, like if I want this, if I really truly want this, what am I willing to change to get there? How am I willing to problem solve? How am I willing to grow? What am I willing to address, even if it's a little uncomfortable? Have you been one of those realtors that has had that Indeed tab pulled up and said, you know what, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe I'm not suited for this. And I think tonight what we want to challenge you is it that you're not suited for it, or is it that you're scared? Because growth is scary, change is scary, putting yourself out there in new ways is scary. But the beautiful thing about anything really is that there's more than one way to do it.
For sure. I think also realizing what your expectations were.
Yeah.
What got you here won't keep you here. If you got into this business to make a lot of money, you're going to leave the industry when you don't make a lot of money. I think if you got into this industry because of selling sunset or $1 million listing, I'm so sorry. That is not, I wish it looked that way. I would have gotten into the industry if I thought it was that way. And it's just, It's not. If you got into this industry because you want to help people, you empathize, maybe you've been in a situation where housing was tough for you or your family, and you want to make sure you bridge the gap and you do your part in your community to serve your community and be that voice for them, you might have longevity more so than the money, the image.
For sure. I think I think that is a very important why. I also think, it's okay if you want to make money.
Yes.
Because money doesn't buy happiness. Okay. It buys stability. It buys daycare. It buys clothes. It buys food. It buys, peace of mind. Like, there is an element to it that it's okay if you want to make a lot of money. It's okay if you want to be in this industry because it's something that has a certain degree of flexibility. It's, if you want those things, they're obtainable. I think it's just still identifying that why, and that why can look like I want to support my family, but dictate the hours that I work.
What that looks like.
Yeah. And so, great. Well, now we have that. Let's identify that. If it, your open houses haven't been working like they used to, they're not getting the same kind of traffic. Okay. How do you change that? Or are you farming? Are you mailing? Are you trying a CRM? Or do you think that just works for some people? Like, you have to go out of your way to try new things. And
are you doing them in general? Do you know how many agents I meet on a weekly basis?
You meet so many.
I meet 7 to 10 new agents every week. I'm trying to get it between 5 and 7 because 10 is a lot.
Can you remember all their names after you meet them?
I have a CRM.
Look at you. Good job.
Because my brain is it's not meant to work that way. So I'm still intentional about the agents that I meet with. But when I hear, Jen, my listing's been sitting on the market since April, and my question to you is, well, what's your open house feedback? What are your showing feedbacks? And you tell me, I don't believe in open houses. I don't do open houses. They don't work. Open houses are not to sell the house. Open houses, everybody knows open houses are for buyer prospecting. Open houses, I've never sold an open house. I've never sold a house or a listing at an open house. And I'm like, just because it's never happened to you doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. I've sold a house on Instagram Live.
Yeah. It's all about the intent that you're putting out there. And I think a lot of agents have lost their intent, and not just in real estate, really in any industry. We're overwhelmed with the world, with the country, with politics, with social media, with families, with, our own goals of even, our changing times. Like, entering into your 30s is a different game than your 20s, and same when you go into 40s and 50s and beyond. Each chapter brings
new levels, new devils.
A new setting. Yeah. New levels, new devils. I love that.
Literally.
But I'm such a sucker for rhymes and alliterations.
Okay, well then I'm going to
the weight of my heart. Say no more. But yeah, it goes back to that intent of, are you just holding an open house to say that you did it and to prove to your clients that, no, I told you this wouldn't work, and see, it didn't work. That's not fair either. If you go with the intent of anything is possible, I'm going to create this opportunity for someone to come here. And yeah, there's a good chance that the people who come here probably already have realtors, whatever, that gave them an opportunity to come in. And now you get to have a conversation with them or help them see the house in a way that maybe they couldn't have seen it before. They're walking it, and man, did you know that we're zoned for that new elementary school? It's great. You can walk right there. Like, help them start seeing it. Like, help them start picturing themselves there. It's really hard for some people to come in and, look at a Pottery Barn magazine and say, I want my living room to look like that too, but not know how to get there. They need someone to help break it down and help show them how it's possible.
I love how you're bringing life to just the difference between checking a box and doing it with intention.
Yeah.
Checking I'm doing an open house box, but not doing it with the proper intention, the proper strategy and mindset.
Yeah, you got to care.
Yeah. And going back to this, are you surviving? Are you thriving in 2025? If you're surviving, are you showing, like, I feel like that, if you feel like you're surviving, then you're going to have that survival mindset going into anything that you do.
It's so true.
And you're going to half-ass it every time.
It's so hard to get out of that when you're like, I just need to get to this closing. I just need to get to here, and then I'll
I just need
cross
to get
that
somebody
bridge.
under contract. Yeah, you start doing math, and yeah.
Well, it gets hard to tell yourself, like to mentally like climb yourself out of that place of I'm not in abundance, I'm surviving, and things will be okay one day, but they're not right now. Well, cut it out. Like, okay, so today they aren't, but the beautiful thing about our industry, everything could change in 30 days. One sale, and that could be 40 grand. That could be 60 grand.
You are one introduction away from your life changing.
Absolutely. Everything is possible. And you have to wake up every day and say, anything is possible. I'm here to show up. I'm here to try something new. I'm here to make something happen. And I don't always love the confrontation of things. I'm not a confrontational person. I am a passive aggressive princess, y'all. Like Southern. I'm Southern.
Oh, you're the bless your heart.
Not as catty, but in a you won't know if I don't like you, which is a superpower.
Yeah.
But also I do believe in trying so hard to see the best in everyone.
Yeah.
But my point to that is that it gets really hard for me to be confrontational or to put myself out there in a place where I know I'm likely going to be rejected, whether that's a phone call or because someone sees it as salesy. And so when I'm calling someone that I know is likely going to hang up on me, I write it down in front of me so I can look at it when I'm on the phone, solve a problem. Like, solve a problem. It doesn't have to be sales. It doesn't have to be you dressing up as this is what a realtor looks like and this is what they sound like. It's you showing up to someone and say, hey, I hear you have this problem. I think I have a way that you can solve this.
Yes.
And it goes back to relationships, back to the basics. Like, if you learn anything from an ass-kicking year like 2025, it's that you have to dig deep and find out, why are you here? Let's get deep on that. Why are you here as a realtor? Why are you here on earth? What's God's purpose for you?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, everyone's here for a reason. It's the butterfly effect, guys. Like, you're important. You are important. Like, you will make a difference in someone's life, whether that's small, whether it's large, whether it's indirect, direct.
Yeah.
Don't discount yourself.
I recently read a letter I wrote to myself like a year and a half ago.
I want to hear this.
And actually I have it here because I want to do it justice.
Yeah.
But it says, dark places make space for past and familiar voices. Time and attention are currency. What are you paying attention to? But I just want to say that again. Time and attention are currency. What are you paying attention to?
That's so good.
People are either a bill or an investment.
I love that.
Knowing how and when to control your tongue is a form of time management. The last one of knowing how and when to control your tongue is a form of time management. I was thinking about, the surviving and thriving. There are things that I've done and that I've said that I probably shouldn't have, that because I did, it caused so much fallout, so much death and destruction and separation and whatnot. And so when we're thinking about 2025 and why it did us well or it did us dirty,
Yeah.
what was your part in it? What could you have said that maybe you didn't? And not to stay there and to shame yourself for it, but to realize like our words carry so much weight.
They do.
There's power. There's life and death is in the power of the tongue. So what are you saying? And not just to other people, but also to yourself and about yourself.
I mean, look at houseplants. Did you know if you talk nicely to them, if you encourage them, if you play beautiful music for them, they do better.
Grow. Yeah.
Like, it's everything in life needs to have encouragement, needs to have that positive intention. And guys, it's not going to be just like, I'm happy and I want to help, and I'm going to put it out there and I'm going to ask God to make this happen for me. Like, you got to work. You got to work too.
Yep.
And that's okay. I think it's so important of, like you said, really addressing yourself of what could I have said? What could I have done? How could I have improved this? Or, what are things that I didn't do because I was afraid or because I didn't know how? So it just break it down. Okay, maybe I don't know how to have I'm scared about negotiations. Like, I want to help people buy homes, but I get really afraid of the option period and working through repair negotiations. Okay, then you find a coach, you find a team, you work with someone, you find another realtor you know and trust, or start talking to other people, you network, and you learn how to do that. Everything is figure outable.
Right. I think especially as women, we struggle with asking for help.
Yes.
And
like,
I think
you can't do it all. I can't do it all.
No.
I thought I could.
Right. And so what does help look like? And again, going to thrive or survive, are we surviving because we think we can do it all ourselves and we don't want to ask for help? Or do we truly not know what help looks like? I think a lot. Well, I'm going to speak for myself because I thought if I had enough money, I could pay for after school care, a vacation. I could pay for all these things, and that would solve my problems. When in reality, it was like, you need to ask for help on how to manage your finances. You need to ask for help on just asking someone to be able to hold space for you while you just fall apart for a minute.
Absolutely. Community. Like, we have to come back to community.
You need to hire a transaction coordinator, crazy girl. You can't do it. There's no way you can memorize, have these dates. You have people's earnest money at stake. There's certain parts of your life and in your business aspect that you have to look at it and be like, what do I suck at?
I love that.
And that's where you find help. Like, when you're real honest with yourself, what do I suck at? And who do I need to partner with? And it doesn't necessarily have to be who do I have to hire? What do I have to pay for? Who can I partner with?
Yeah.
God did not call us to do life alone in isolation. He called us to be in community. And this is why when you're an entrepreneur, networking, getting out there, going to your brokerage get-togethers, whatever, makes me so. I know so many agents. Daniel's one of them. That it's like you can make money having a good time just introducing yourself to people.
Right? You're like, why can't I do that?
I know. I'm like, why am I so married to like hustle, grind? You can sleep when you're dead. Like,
hustle culture is not sustainable.
And then
there's an element to it.
Working hard has to be hard.
You can enjoy working hard. And sometimes you do have to eat your frogs first. Sometimes you're going to have to work through something when you're first learning to work out, and cardio sucks until you learn that you're running a 10K and you realize, oh my gosh, if everyone could feel this, if everyone could feel this way while running, everyone would run.
Yeah.
But not very many people do, and they laugh at you for it. What's chasing you? Ha ha.
Yeah,
well,
no, I'm not.
It's hard until it's not.
Right.
But I think that I love what you said of that. Basically, find out what you suck at, especially as women. From the dawn of time, it's everything that you carry, everything that you're supposed to do, in a time where values have shifted, and it's not just taking care of a family, but it's working. It's also being the breadwinner and carrying all these things. No one's given you permission to suck. We're going to give you permission right now. You can suck at some things. It's okay. You don't have to be good at everything. And some of those things are just a matter of learning something new. And then some of them are going to be is it a system? Is it a partnership? Is it hiring someone? Like, there are multiple ways that you can fill the gaps in so that you don't have to do everything. Realistically, no one can do everything.
Right. I think we have to redefine strength.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Redefining strength means you're not doing it by yourself. There's a team behind you.
Yeah. I think, too, it's, again, I am just kind of coming back to the center of gratitude for 2025 for making me look in the mirror and be like, girl, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I've been in the industry over a decade of things. I'm like, there is no reason I'm not happier. There's no reason I'm not more successful other than actually kind of being afraid of being successful. How do I don't have the right system in place that if I have 13 transactions going on at once, I'm going to be able to service all of them. If I put myself out there and really get what I'm asking the world for, how am I going to do it?
Prepared for it?
Yes. And so
sometimes do you think God has to slow us down in order to speed us up?
Yes. Well, because you have to do your homework and you have to be prepared.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good time to sit down and say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what my goal is. And I'm going to start with stair steps to get there and say, okay, I know that in order to do more business, I need to know that I'm going to know how to handle it when it comes in. So I know that I'm going to commit to learning this new CRM. I'm going to take an hour and watch a course on it on YouTube that's going to explain it to me. Like, everything is figure outable. It's just, you got to break it down step by step. The other night, my husband stripped a screw building a mini golf cart for our kids and was super flustered and frustrated. He had been hot working in the garage, and I'd been inside in the AC, and I came and looked at it and thought, there's got to be a way to fix this. And so I got a pair of needle nose pliers and just like very calmly worked with this stupid little screw. And I was like, I bet I can get you out, little guy. And I did. Strip screw, gone. Oh no, we don't have a replacement. I bet we got a replacement somewhere. If not, we can go to the home improvement store tomorrow, wherever. Like, just de-escalate it. Not everything is a huge deal. It doesn't have to be. It's, here's a problem, here's a solution. Here's a problem, here's a solution. And just work your way through that until you find yourself where you want to go.
Well, I think that comes with emotional maturity. Right? Like, sometimes we can just self-combust and just act a fool in crazy moments. And then going back to like controlling your tongue, it could be time management, literally. Like, if you could just learn how to regulate your emotions and just chill. Everything is figure outable. If you could just calm down for a minute, like just take it easy. Breathe a little bit, and then it'll just come.
It does. And you know, shifting that mentality again of, you know, do it scared. Say, okay, I'm committed to figuring out how to do this. I'm committed to I'm going to do it. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to make one post. I'm going to hold this open house. But you know what? I'm going to put a QR code out there that puts people back to me if they want to find out their home values. Or I'm going to put pumpkins out there. I tried the other day. Like, just something, and see what happens. The worst that happens is nothing changed. Okay. At least you gave yourself the opportunity for it to change.
Yeah.
And it's going to just keep finding out what works for you. And what works for you is not going to be what works for me. It's not going to be what works for Daniel. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Who are you as a person?
Yeah.
And I think if you go to that, place of abundance, that mentality of abundance, of that, there's so many different kinds of personalities and people in the world, and there's enough for everyone. Like, there's room at the table for you if you want to be there. So,
for sure. So what do you think you will leave 2025 with that'll make you better in 2026?
I'm trying to think of the most simple answer of this. I think that the mentality that what I want can happen now and not later, not to a better version of me somewhere in the future that's figured everything out. What I want can happen right now. And what I mean by that is that what I do today, yes, in real estate, that could translate to 30 days out, 60 days out, 6 months out, but that's still now, not to Skylar in 5 years or Skylar in a year or 2 years. It's what I'm doing today is directly going to start having an impact on tomorrow and the day after that. And that I'm committed to believing that it's going to happen right now. And that's where I'm going. What about you?
So hang on, but I want to say, so because there is the belief, there is that mentality part. So then what is the applicable part? Like, have you gotten there yet? Like, what has to change in your life, or what kind of new habits need to be formed, or what do you have to 100%. Die to or shed that helps you get from there to there?
The two big ones that stand out to me, for me, I need to time block. I think just trying to go by the seat of my pants and say, I'm going to make it happen, was charming and worked for a minute, but it doesn't work now. I have 2 kids. It's been too hard to have this miscellaneous up in the air. If I'm prospecting, I'm taking care of my listings, I'm taking care of my buyers, I'm taking care of these other conversations of people I know are moving in the next quarter. It needs to have a structure to it. So identifying time blocking, and then kind of in a hand in hand with that, CRM for me, of really dedicating, committing to a CRM, not jumping around and letting it help me. I think I've personally had a hard time with the idea of like automated emails or automated mailers, or it not being my creative intelligence on there. And it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to let AI, it's okay to let tools help put out generically helpful information to put out there with your name on it. So that way you can still, like, why would you not let your clients, let your sphere have something helpful just because it wasn't your idea.
Right.
Like, why would you take that tool away from them? That's
Yep.
selfish. And so I'm just trying to let go of that of, okay, I'm going to time block to make it happen. And I'm going to allow myself with my first system in place, a CRM that can help me reach out to everyone that I know and love and want to talk to, but I don't have the time to because I haven't been time blocking.
I love that.
So
And you and I can have that conversation about a CRM.
yes.
For me, going into 2026, 2025 taught me that you still have to do maintenance on a plane that's flying. So how to fix things while it's flying and then prepare for crash landing. But you created it to fly again, so it's still possible. Yeah, I'm pivoting. 2025 kicked my ass.
Girl, same.
It made me everything changed. Like everything changed, and I realized I was not in control. This is the part where we can say, "Jesus, take the wheel," and when He does, we're like, "Okay, but go here and turn here and do it this way." And He showed me this year that's not how it works. And that ultimately what He has for me is better than what I have for myself.
Amen.
So just learning to let go of my expectations of what I thought this was going to look like and how long I was going to be here for. And that change is good and it's necessary. It doesn't mean you failed and it's
Absolutely.
not that you're bad.
Well, like, look at us. Like, we just met this year.
Yeah.
This whole team, and neither of us are new. Like, we're
Right.
seasoned, but we haven't been in these circles. But we riff so well together. We align so well together. I feel like you fill in the gaps that I don't have, and vice versa in a way of, like, I love transaction coordinating and contracts are my jam. I love paperwork. Let me get organized.
bless you. Yeah.
Like, I love that kind of stuff, but I get so caught up in details. I have a hard time with the bigger picture, which is where I can lose sight of, like, the progression, like the future of my business instead of the just right now. And I think 2025 at the end of the day was an opportunity to say, you know, people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And my teammate and I made our move to Hunt Global Collective this year and love the people that we'd worked with before. There's no animosity. There's nothing wrong with them.
Right.
But we're in a new season that we needed different conversations that we weren't having and other tools that we didn't know how to identify. And so that just came to finding a new group, like finding people that had an energy that were, you know, filling up our cups. And it's okay to move on to that and to start aligning yourself. Look for those relationships that are going to build you up, that are going to teach you, that are going to help you have a better intrapersonal relationship.
Yes. And then not all endings are bad endings.
No.
Yeah. It's
Chapters
just
end,
yeah.
but that doesn't mean that
And they're still part of the book.
they're still part of the book.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that because, I joined Hunt Global
Hair on my face.
a couple months ago. So when I say, like, change happened and I looked at it as bad and failure, it's like this would never happen. Like,
This
I
doesn't
don't
feel
think
like-
this
it
is, this
feels
does not
right,
feel
though.
like, this is definitely
Yeah.
not failure.
It's so, yeah, and I think it's that energy too that you feel it, like something good is happening. Like I know it's not. I don't know maybe how to articulate it or exactly what it looks like, but I feel it coming. I believe in it, and I'm gonna keep allowing opportunity to happen, and I keep allowing myself to create opportunity for myself and for others in that line of, you know, we're gonna collaborate, we're gonna make this happen.